starting off with Cocaine Bear, which, much like Megan of a month ago, has pulled off a very, very solid marketing campaign that got a lot of people super hyped up for it. It's directed by Elizabeth Banks, based on the true story of a bear that in the 80s ingested a lot of cocaine that was dropped from a plane by drug dealers in the middle of the woods, and the bear goes on a ravenous rampage, and you get to follow that in this movie in what is...
Which is just not true, by the way, on the real story. The bear just like gets coked out,
very
lays down, and then dies.
Right. Like dies immediately.
That's kind of all that happens. So.
Yeah, but so yeah, this movie's like it's definitely like a classified as a comedy, but also definitely plenty of elements of horror into it, especially like more classic horror. So yeah, let's just get into our reviews of it. I'm gonna start off with Seth here. You saw it, I think, like basically opening day. I remember.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Cocaine Bear? We're not going to do a non-spoiler spoiler section. This isn't really, like, if you're that passionate about Cocaine Bear, look in the description right now and skip ahead. But we're not going to, hold our tongue for a bit and then go spoiler mode. We're just going to talk Cocaine Bear. So Seth, let's hear it.
Yeah. I don't really know what I was expecting from this. I think I wasn't expecting anything, but the one thing I didn't expect was that me leaving the cinema, like, I just wanted more bear. I didn't want to see a film called Cocaine Bear. Like,
I think that was a budget issue. It had to be.
Well, but
you're right.
So,
you're right.
Like, the scene. Okay, so it's a lot. It's very comedy focused, and I'll be honest. Majority of the comedy didn't work for me. I think some of the characters were fucking unbearable, to be honest. There was a few scenes here and there which got a chuckle out of me. And I'm not saying it was. This is a film where it's like I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. There was a few scenes, particularly the violent scenes, I enjoyed. I wish there was less talking humans and more just, if it was like a show reel of just like a bear killing people for 90 minutes, I fucking watch that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's an ambulance scene where a guy gets amputated in the ambulance, and he's like, "Let's come off," and it's all over the place. There's loads of gore. That was really enjoyable. If it was just like 90 minutes of just that kind of thing with a little bit of suspense building up here and there, cool. I don't need.
That's a TikToker too. Shout out him. Don't know his name, but that's like a tick. That guy who gets his legs bit off in the ambulance. He like started on TikTok. He makes those videos where it's like POV, you're a store worker, and they're like, I'll go talk to your manager, and he's like, good, do it. I don't care if you mentioned it to my manager. This is a 9-to-5 job where I get paid $12, something like that.
He just did a promotion for Cocaine
Bear.
Yeah.
Was it the guy who did the video where it's like, you don't need to know anything?
Yeah. That's why.
Dude, I did not.
Oh, I just put that together all too.
Yeah,
I saw it.
So shout out him. Started on TikTok. They're just like us, for real.
Wow.
We'll be there.
Celebrities, just like us.
We'll be in the sequel.
Yeah.
We'll be
Put us in the sequel of Put us in like Cocaine Shark or Cocaine Alligator.
Cocaine Shark. And the worst thing for me was, like, it was good when it was stupid and when it was all out violence and gore. It was at its absolute worst when they tried to add any sort of character development in a film like this. The ending, I just honestly hated. I just thought, like, what are you doing? Just carry on. Either dive really deep into the absurdity and make it as stupid as possible, or actually try for a really well written film with some development. Don't go down the middle. I feel like it had no direction where it didn't know where it wanted to go most of the time. That was my main criticism. I give it a 2 out of 5, so I definitely didn't hate it. I think if there was a little, like, say, like 10-15 minutes more bear, maybe even a 3, but it was the fact that there was just so much shit that I just didn't care about. And I'll be honest, for a film about a bear killing people on cocaine, I was bored quite a lot of the time.
Really?
Yeah, I was bored, like, a lot of the time. I'm going to tell the truth here. I do not use my phone in the cinema. There was not many people in my screening. I was right at the back. I pulled my phone out for the last, like, half an hour, and I was just, like, scrolling some of the time. I was just bored. I just didn't care about most of the stuff that was on there.
Yeah, I totally feel that. Like, well, my screening was packed. We had to sit in, like, the front bank of seats at the theater, but like in the back row of it, so it was still fine to see. Like, it was still good. Like, and I actually kind of sometimes prefer those seats, like in the front bank but back row, because I feel like I get super like immersed in the movie. But yeah, like, I was with my girlfriend. It was like our date night for our 2-year anniversary, and like I literally fell asleep in the third act. Like, she had to nudge me. She's like, "No way, are you sleeping right now?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. Like, I'm so bored of this." Like, the third act got so boring for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think The thing is, like, what Seth nailed it on the head here. It's just that they didn't know what they wanted to be. Like, they started off immediately at the movie, like, in the scene or in the woods with a hiker's girlfriend or fiance or wife or whatever just getting just mauled by a bear, and then from there you're like, this is about to be just an electric metal movie. But then you get introduced to probably 12 characters with just backstories they go way too deep into that are just so uninteresting. Like, I don't need to know about a mom nurse who works like the night shift who has like a new boyfriend and they're going to be going to Nashville.
Is there a profession that like we can give a mom that's not nurse? Like, one day I would just like to see a mom not be a nurse.
Yeah, it's like in a movie like Cocaine Bear, when the mom's a nurse, like, oh wow, I bet she's gonna do some crucial first aid or like help save someone at the end. Like, but like they it wasn't even just once. It was like multiple times they kept talking about like the trip with their boyfriend in Nashville. I'm like, why? This doesn't like matter for your character. And then like the 3 teenage gangbangers hanging out in, like the bathroom at the park, like I thought that was a dreadfully stupid storyline that I just didn't care for. Then like Alden Ehrenreich and the other guy who are like the drug dealers, like the fact that like every single time that dude got like any blood on him, like they made a whole thing about like, oh man, you got on my shoes and stuff. I'm like, this is dreadfully unfunny. But like there was some scenes I really liked. I don't think any of the comedy ever worked for me. I thought it was a little funny when the kids ate the cocaine, but like all the dialogue leading up to that was not funny. But there was like action sequences, like the ambulance and stuff, that I thought were funny just from the mayhem that was going on, and like the tree scene with the bear climbing the tree. But ultimately, like I give this a 4.4 to 10. And it's not like a mid movie where I was like, oh, it's like just coasting at a 2-star the whole time. It's like there was like moments where I'm like, this is like a 4.5 star. Like I'm loving this specific moment. And there's a lot of times where I'm like, this is like a half star. I hate this. So just like it's a huge up and down of a movie that ended up just like settling on a 2 for me.
I think that's the main problem. I don't know if you agree with this, Tyler. Like it wasn't to this be enjoyable. It either needed to be good or really fucking bad, where it was just down the middle. So it's like, I don't really care. And also, sorry, just to point out, Tyler mentioned anniversary. How weird is this? We all have an anniversary with our significant others within the space of 2 weeks. I think that's pretty funny.
That is crazy. And it's not even like a very typical cuffing season. I feel like it would be, if it was all like December or November, that makes sense. Like, oh, it's like all the wintry season. That's when everyone gets cuffed. But it's like end of winter. It's kind of like a weird season.
Just wanted to throw that facts in there for everyone.
Yeah, but back to Cocaine Bear real quick, like for my end real quick, like I don't know. It was just the whole third act was like dedicated to trying to be like, look, like the mom nurse is just trying to save her kids, and the mom bear is just trying to save her cubs. I'm like, ugh. They're like trying to make this like a thing now, and this is just not I just can't echo what Seth said enough. Where it's like, it just didn't know what it wanted to be. Did it want to like have a serious like feminist message with like this female bear, or did it want to like just be crazy Cocaine Bear? But George, you saw it the most recently, I believe, last night. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I just saw it last night. I mean, listen, it's exactly what I expected from a movie called Cocaine Bear. But I'm with you, Tyler. They spent way too much time trying to like develop these characters that like no one gave a shit about. Like no one's going to the theater to watch like a mom nurse try to save her 2 kids from a cocaine bear. We're going to watch a cocaine bear slaughter some people. And I said like in my TikTok review, this movie could have been like 40 minutes long if they took out all of the unnecessary like attempted character development and shit. But no, it had laughs. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I didn't laugh at parts. My theater was losing it. My theater was absolutely losing it, and like I don't understand it. Like it had some funny moments. The whole ambulance chase scene was funny. I think the first scene where the mom sees the bear and like the kid and the guy are climbing the tree, that was funny. It had its funny moments, but I don't know. For the most part, I thought a lot of the comedy was delivered like very corny. I thought it was a little cringe. The acting was terrible. But it was fun. I had a fun time with it. You know, this is a movie you walk into and you just turn your brain off and you don't expect Oscar level stuff. So that's what I got. And, you know, it was enjoyable. I went with a 2 out of 5. I'll never rewatch this movie, but if there's a sequel, I will probably watch it.
George, do you like sometimes think that these people who just laugh at everything? You know the cocaine scene with the kids where they have that like cringy dialogue up to the point where they try it for the first, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was these two women like howling, and I'm like, are you a fucking social experiment or something? Like these are like the biggest NPCs ever. I just don't understand how this is so funny.
That'd be such a funny roast to see Seth say to someone in person, just screaming, someone saying, "Are you a social experiment?"
It's true.
But I thought the scene was funny too when they first went in. I enjoyed when the park ranger, like the lady, met like the specialist guy, and she was like so obsessed with him, and like how she's like, these guys are wasting.
That's Jesse Tyler Ferguson, my man Mitch from Modern Family is done dirty in this movie.
Super dirty.
So
No, I love that, like how she's like just fawning over this dude, thinks he's the hottest thing ever, and she's like, these children are wasting your time, like he's the most important thing in the world. But Cameron, you saw it. You gave it the highest score out of all of us, but not really by much. What are your thoughts?
I gave it I settled on a 61 out of 100. I think I dropped Sick down a bit, so this is still a 3 out of 5, my highest rated movie of the year. And I don't know. I laughed too much, and I had just an easy watch to give this a negative score.
You are the social experiment, aren't you?
No, man, I was not laughing at those moments, but like there were 2 moments that got me really to laugh, and also a couple moments where I'm like, I think I could make this funnier, but get to that.
You probably could.
When the police officer shoots O'Shea Jackson's fingers off, and he gets the two middle finger, or like he like misses one finger. That had me dying, because like I saw it and was like, whoa, how'd he do that? And then they make a joke about it, and that really made me laugh. And then the other time where Margot Martindale's character, what is she? She's a park ranger. Tries shooting the bear and shoots the guy.
No, that was funny.
Yeah, that really made me laugh. And the way I think I could make this funnier, I wish they would have made this like a running gag where she killed like 3 or 4 people. like I thought she was.
Oh no!
Oh no! We lost Cameron.
Come on!
He had a moment there. He was about to tell us how to make Cocaine Bear a 4 out of 5 star movie.
Cam freezes left and right.
Cam, you're back. You're back. Tell us how to make it better.
Damn it. Yeah, so I think it would have been hilarious if while they're in the ambulance, if she shot Scott Seiss, who gets like mauled by the bear, like while she's trying to pull, because she's just randomly firing, and he's like right behind or right in front of her. She's just randomly firing, trying to hit the bear. And I also thought she was gonna shoot the other, I don't even know, the kid that like I don't even know how to describe him. He was just a hooligan kid, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. And then there were a lot of points that just like gave. I think George said it in his review, where it wasn't like a laugh, but it was like that was funny,
like a little breath kind of thing.
It gave me a chuckle, and I think there were enough moments that gave me a chuckle, like the police officer. They had like a running gag going of him like with this dog, and it wasn't that funny, but every time he like brought it up once more, and I thought they were just gonna keep bringing it up, and they kind of did, but I think they could have made it more funny. But most times he brought it up, I was like, it wasn't like the funniest thing.
I think it was really funny when they first brought it up, and it was like progressively a less emphatic as it kept going on for me.
The one that really made me laugh is when he's like calling the Humane Society. It was like, I thought I was getting a what did he say? A Great Dane or something? Yeah, it just had this small ass dog. Jesse Tyler Ferguson, man, done so dirty. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are fans of Modern Family.
Wait, which one's that? Which character?
The park ranger.
He's the park ranger. No, he's the park ranger guy.
The park ranger guy.
The one that gets mauled in the tree, and then you just see blood drip down his face, which again, very gory.
Yeah,
it entertained me. If you ever hit a small animal of any capacity and make it sound like a dog whimpering, I'll probably cry.
Don't tell me you cried at Cocaine Bear.
It didn't actually. No, it did not actually make me cry. But it was like, it made me like, aw, why they hitting that baby bear?
When the Cocaine Bear and I don't care about spoilers, when the cocaine bear got shot and like fell down the mountain, someone behind me goes, "Oh no!"
That was me, man. That was me. I wasn't saying it out loud, but any animal.
I look to my right to try peek over my shoulder to see who the fuck because that is a social experiment.
Yeah,
that was me, man. I can't explain it. I hate people. I love animals. So anytime.
No, I know what you mean. Whenever an animal does like a noise in a film, whenever a person
like
dies,
whimpers.
I don't care. Whenever an animal does it, I do get a bit like.
And then,
I didn't realize that was the Modern Family guy, by the way.
Yeah. Also, did you guys realize Brooklyn Prince, who's the daughter in this? She's from the Florida Project.
Is she?
Yeah, she's the little girl in the Florida Project. Yeah.
Wasn't she the girl from Black Phone too, or Megan, or one of those? I know they're sisters.
They all look.
She's not from either of those.
Oh, I could have sworn.
Sorry. Also, O'Shea Jackson Jr. is Ice Cube's son, so that's a fun little thing. And then we got
he played Ice Cube.
Basically.
No,
wait. Oh, yeah.
Straight Out of Compton.
Yeah, Straight Out of Compton.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like in this, he was like
he was Ice
Cube.
Cube.
No, and then we got the guy from Game of Thrones. A lot of people from other things during this movie. The whole time.
And we got to mention Ray Liotta. Like.
Well, yeah, Ray Liotta's in it.
Yeah, but I mean, his name hasn't even been brought up in the podcast. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. Tough, not a good character by any means, but he's always this kind of character. I feel like this is the character he always plays,
like a mafia guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like in this, he's just a drug dealer.
For me, like just like closing words from me on Cocaine Bear is it was just a very frustrating movie for me because, like you guys said, like I genuinely did laugh like several times. There was several scenes I was like, this is gnarly and awesome. There was just so many scenes that I was so bored by and so uninterested in that that's why it's just such a roller coaster of a movie, and it just like sucks because like I'd almost rather have just like an average 5 out of 10 movie than something that shows flares and glimpses of like an 8, 9 out of 10 and then just sucks the rest because like I'm like Cam was saying, like you could have made this funnier, you could have made this better. Like if you focus the plot, like I saw so many pieces of Cocaine Bear that could have totally been like a very fun cult classic campy movie. But it just only was able to do that for moments. So any other closing comments on Cocaine Bear from y'all?
And then it also wouldn't be me if I like I said, this movie for me was a bunch of, I know that guy from this place or whatever. Alden Ehrenreich, he's Han Solo.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. I thought that was super obvious.
Dude, I did not. Han Solo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And the whole movie, I was like, where the fuck do I know this guy from?
And then
from only the one movie, Seth, the Solo A Star Wars Story. Yeah.
I think it was the beard and his like disgusting look that like threw me off. Also, he's in Oppenheimer.
He's in Oppenheimer. He's also in Fair Play, which will be coming out on Netflix soon, which was a big winner at Sundance.
My man Han.
Big year for Alden.
I think what this, and he got a lot of shit for being Han Solo, so good for him. But I think this movie, it either had two restrictions, because I'm assuming the budget is why they couldn't do a ton of bear, and also I fear that they wanted to be like a Jaws-esque thing, but you showed the bear way too much to make it a Jaws-esque thing. And it, also when you're in a comedy, that just doesn't work.
The budget wasn't low though. Like I've just looked, it was 35 million, which isn't as low.
Yeah, but I mean, like what was the budget of Prey? I feel like this bear looked better than that bear.
Yeah, but that was a better film.
Well, that's fair. I will say though,
65. So you probably are right.
65. Yeah. So they didn't have a ton of money. Like when you get into VFX of making a fake bear, I feel like that probably costs a lot.
Yeah.
Which I do think they did. Actually, I don't know if it's right, but I feel like what we got of the bear looked pretty good VFX wise. Yeah. So it's like, would we rather have had more bear, but then like the quality of all the bear scenes gets downticked 10%? Like I think they probably made the right choice in terms of their budget, but you would have rather. Yeah, it's tough, but
I'd just rather it be more stupid. I wouldn't. If it was more stupid, I wouldn't have looked into the bear as much and be like, okay, that's some shit.
Seth, did you end up watching Megan ever?
No.
No,
I missed the podcast with you.
We brought up this. You're kind of right in this. Like is like a Megan-esque movie, but this for me and why I have it much higher than Megan is the fact that this didn't lean into like a horror comedy. didn't work in Megan because it tried to be horror. This tried to be comedy with a little bit of horror, so that worked more for me. I feel like.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I still don't like Megan. And then another comparison is like Violent Night. But I think Violent Night was funnier, so that's why I have it a bit higher.
Violent Night never tried to be serious though, so.
No, yeah, I agree. I liked Violent Night more, and I have it a bit higher. Those are really all my points. Produced by Lord and Miller, two of the greatest directors, producers ever.
Do not know who they are.
Who?
They did. You don't know Lord and Miller? They did Lego Movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and of course the Lego Batman, Bill, and a lot of TV episodes. The Lord and Chris Miller. They're very good.
Okay.
Yeah, so you hyped those up way beyond belief for that list of movies you just rattled off.
They did a lot more assholes.
I was expecting like Star Wars, Harry Potter.
No, they're just funny guys. They did 22 Jump Street and 21 Jump Street, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2. No, they're directors of these.
Oh, okay.
Really? Sorry. No, they were just producers of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry, that's my bad. And writers, actually. So they do good movies now. Both Cloudy with the Chances.
Are they producing the upcoming Elvis TV show, Agent Elvis?
No.
Seems like something that would be up their alley.
You put on your trailer reaction, George?
Oh hell yeah!
No,
I didn't even know what that was.
No, they are not, George. I just think they're very good now. They're not. They're more recent, but yeah, I like the 21 and 22 Jump Street, Cloudy with the Chance.
I like
Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, producers on Solo. So maybe that's probably why they got a
Alden Ehrenreich connection.
Probably why.
But we'll end it there. So Cam gave Cocaine Bear a 3-star, and then Seth, George, and myself gave it a 2-star. Cam 61 out of 100, and Tyler 4.4 out of 10.